I'd like to introduce another entertainer in our circles. I'd like to introduce Eric B., who's a superstar of the entertainment world and who's also a supporter of nonviolent projects in the inner city.
I just want to say to Asuna, American Muslim International, families, friends, and my greatest distinguished colleagues here, my brother Jalil, thank you. I'd like to say something. It makes me smile every time I say it. And I don't care if you're mad or whatever you went through. Whenever I say this, it makes me feel good. Assalamu alaikum. I don't care what kind of day I'm having, you know, who made me mad, or did I make money, I lost money, made money. Every time I say it, it makes me feel good. It really does. Jalil, I'd like to thank you once again for having me here. I can't thank you enough. My brother Hammer, it's funny. A lot of people say a lot of different things about Hammer. And he's one of the greatest people that I know. I mean, I could leave here right now, come from New York, and not have a dime in my pocket, but a brother like Hammer would feed you just like you would feed yourself. I just want to say thank you to him. And he's a great person. Contrary to what you hear, he's a great person at heart. I mean, he would take the watch off his hand and give it to you. And I'd like to say, you know, a lot of people, we speak, we're all, well, 95% of the people here are Muslim. And I read on the thing, Jalil, where it said Eric B., Muslim supporter. Eric B. is a Muslim at heart. And what I like to say is, a lot of people try to knock what we have, like material things. When I first started out, you know, I started out like everybody here, like a child, like everybody else. I don't think I'm better than anybody else, but I cannot sit here and continue to say that I didn't work hard for what I have. I get mad and I get frustrated when people want to stay oppressed and stay in the ghetto. Why can't we all live in Beverly Hills and be proud of it? You know, it's like you have a radio station here called 92.3 The Beat. They always talk about stop the violence and save the nation. But on the other hand, they talk about West Coast radio, and they try to separate the East from the West. I mean, it's time for all of us to stop and say, whether we're Muslim or others, let's just stick together as people and go on to the next level. I'd love everybody from Watts, Compton, or other ghettos and projects to live in Beverly Hills. Why can't you have that dream that I have? It's funny, when I was a child, it was a brother by the name of Richard Levette. I started out, he used to drink beer and ride a motorcycle, and like any other young person, I wanted to be like him. I wanted to chase girls and ride motorcycles and be like, and he told me, he said, Eric, you know what, I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I told him, Rich, I just want to be like you. And he grabbed me by the hand, he said, Eric, you know what, if you don't learn how to read or write, you can't hang out with me. I said, what do you mean I can't hang out with you? I want to ride motorcycles and chase women like you. He said, Eric, you know what? This is what we're going to do. If you can't read or write, you can't hang out with me. So he sat down. I mean, it was frustrating for me. He sat down. He told me how to read and write. You know, I never got into drugs or smoking cigarettes or anything like that. But he always said to me, Eric, learn how to read, learn how to write, learn how to read, learn how to write, then I'll let you ride my motorcycle. Years went on and on. Rich moved away. I still stayed in East Elmhurst, Queens. And it's funny how things come around. And when I got to where I am now, making music, I was out on the road, and I haven't seen Richard Levette in years. He came around and he said to me, he said, Eric, he came, and you know, they told me he was on drugs and he wasn't doing too good. We was out on tour. We was in Atlanta. I'll never forget this. And it shows how things come back around. When somebody helps you, it's time for you to help them. Rich came up to me and said, Eric, you know, I'm on drugs and I want to leave drugs. And I said, you know what, Rich? Don't take no bags. Don't do anything. Get on the bus and you're going to come with me. I took Richard Levette with me. He was on drugs, and looking real bad. But just, I remember, if it wasn't for Richard Levette, it wouldn't be no Eric, professionally known as Eric B. And it just shows how we need to just grab each other when we're children and teach the children. And it's funny, I want to say these words. I really like to speak before my brother Hammond came up earlier, because he is long-winded, and I do love him. But it's like, my thing, what I'd like to say in closing, teach the children, save the nation. For the people in the back that did not hear that, teach the children and save the nation. Because if we don't embrace our younger generation is us, is our heart. If we don't teach the children, we cannot save the nation. Some of us are older and set in our ways. We need to teach the children. Like myself and Hammer, we talked about it one day, that a lot of the older guys in the music industry never embraced us and never took us in and said, well, this is the right way or this is the wrong way. What we need to do is grab our children and show them the light. I am here, I'm 30-somewhat years old. I've lived my life. If I die tomorrow, I've led a great life, and I love what I've done in the past. My musical accomplishments mean nothing to me unless I can teach the children. Once again, before I go, I'd like to say, teach the children, save the nation. And the greatest words I've ever said before, they make me smile over and over again. Assalamu alaikum.
We thank our beloved Muslim brother Eric, and he's given us the new meaning, the brother who makes a smile when he says Assalamu alaikum, a new meaning to salams.